running to rejection. I know it's only redirection. I see the blessings right beside me. The chances of quitting are likely. I do it like I'm in my Nikes. Don't make excuses, they never excite me. Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted. This passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it.
Good morning, Knicks universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Knicks Morning Brew on this Wednesday, March 20th. Like always, I'm your guy, Hector, hanging out with my compañeros this morning. I got my guy, Mr. Jiggaman Porto, and I got the one and only with the nasty attitude, my guy, Mr. Eddie Presti. Eddie, fix your face, you bastard.
Well, shit, good morning.
Good morning.
Why you fix your face first thing in the morning? Hector came in with that energy. What up, Eddie?
What's going on, boys?
I love when I'm doing like the good morning or whatever, because every time I get to, it's Wednesday, March 20th, you see Eddie, and Eddie's like, yeah, we already know the fucking day of the week. Hector, get to the point.
Exactly.
Man. I'm glad to be back, man. Real quick, thank you to everybody in the chat, people that were messaging me, sending me DMs and prayers to my boy Derek. He made it through the liver transplant. He's in recovery. He'll be in the hospital for about 2-3 weeks while they're trying to fix everything up. You know, it's a recovering process, but appreciate. I mean, I couldn't believe how many people just sending me message and, you know, sending their prayers. So thank you guys. And Derek, we love you, bro. But I'm excited to be back and talk some Knicks because, hey, Eddie, did we win 3 on the West Coast so far?
So far, 3-0.
Oh, 3-0, Eddie, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so far, just like I said on New York Post Sports. I said,
Just like you
did.
said. Right?
He did say, he said on New York Post, he said, nice. I really think
like
we're going to go 3-1. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah,
Eddie,
I don't know, Double A. I don't know, Double A. This guy's going back on his words right now.
Double A said 4-0.
He did. He's got one more to go. Either you
Got
or
one
him
more
is
to
gonna be
go.
right. But Hector, I wanted to do something just for you, bro.
What's
and
up?
then let's do a roll call.
Oh God, here we go.
It's time to get up and stop your
Hold on,
feet.
hold on, wait.
What?
But you gotta don't do it full screen because we're gonna get hit with copyright from PBS.
Oh, we're gonna lose $1.20. Oh. Hey, $1.20 in my face. Sing it.
We're about to find out
Sing
the
it.
number of the day.
No, copyright. We don't own the rights to this. This is copyright.
The number of
3-0.
South.
four.
So that's the number.
All right. I'm so happy I got the Big Sesame Street back. Sure is yours. Go ahead, Hector.
I'm just saying you could have played that video without doing it from YouTube copyrights. Anywho, shout out to the chat. John Petit's in the building.
What up,
Double A
John?
is in the building. Eric Goins is in the building. My guy Chris N from Yankees Pod is in the building. Chris, how you doing? BX Kicks for Life is in the building. Jonathan is in the building.
What up,
On
John?
Dios NYK is in the building. Our guy Jay Boogie, the closer, is in the building. Teresa's in the building. Mr. Vince is in the building. Danley Landis, salute. 3 capital S's. We got over 140 people rocking with us right now. If you're watching on X, if you're watching on Facebook, click the link in the bio. Jump on over to YouTube to join this conversation because on YouTube, we are at 3,923 subscribers,
so
guys. We are
close.
almost there, 77 subs away from 4K. So if you're watching us, if you're not subscribed, help us out. Hit that subscribe button and help us get to our goal of 4K.
Yo, heck, you know what's
if you're
the best?
watching on X, jump on over to YouTube. Go ahead,
You know what?
Sosito.
No,
Or
the
not.
best is-
Let's stay on X. I'm fine with that, too.
Hector Cabrera,
Oh,
what's up, bro?
yeah,
I love
of
the
course, yeah,
Jets. How
Eddie-
happy are you, Hector? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, of course, Eddie wants them to stay on X because they're gonna help his feed on, you know, when he gets paid.
They're
from
not
his-
helping my
his
feed.
X
I'm
money.
not getting anything out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we're talking about it and the dollar from you, whatever. But
Yeah,
I think it's
well,
great.
man.
We set a goal for 4K, right?
Yeah.
Right before Yankees opening day and Mets opening
Yeah.
day. So we're literally a week from
Right
today
there.
to get those
Yeah.
77. That's so good, man. I'm excited about that.
Mhm.
Shout out to Double A with the 199 super chat.
Yes.
Salute to our Villa champs bringing it, man. Listen, Double A, we are going to jump into a lot of Knicks talk because how can you not at this point put respect on this all NBA level player right here? DJ Ace, Draymond Green on Jaylen Brunson after last night's game. Guarding him in pick and roll is almost impossible. Playing at an all-time NBA level. I know we touched on this the other night, Heck. But again, man, another game, just a masterclass of Jaylen Brunson, bro.
It's not just another game, another masterclass from Jaylen Brunson. Jaylen Brunson right now on March 20th, he is starting to get recognized by the national coverage of the NBA, whether that's the fans, whether that's the media, whether that's his other contemporaries, other basketball peers, saying the same words like Draymond Green is saying and giving him his flowers. It's about time that Jaylen Brunson is starting to get recognized, is starting to get the credit that he definitely deserved from the beginning of the season. I just saw a new commercial from AT&T.
His marketing team's amazing.
Commercial out. So his marketing and the PR team, they're killing it right now. And I'm so happy that we have a guy finally that is leading this team to a place that we're not the laughing stock when it comes to NBA or when it just comes to just pop culture. The Knicks are not the laughing stock of the world anymore. And I'm just happy.
I want to pull this up and then I'm going to throw it to you, Eddie. But Chris N said, I apologize to Jaylen Brunson and the boys for saying the Kings game would be a loss. I'll never do it again. We all forgive you. It's okay. I mean, you still earned one of these, though.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I forgive you, Chris, kind of.
We forgive you, Chris.
I mean,
Go ahead, Eddie.
We're 7-6 at Sacramento since 2018. So.
I don't care, Eddie, but that wasn't what we did. But on Monday night, it didn't matter what the record was.
Just throwing that out there. I will say this. Beyond just Jaylen Brunson being really good, that starting lineup that played the other night was absolutely phenomenal. That starting lineup alone scored 104 points. I think Golden State had 108, something like that. Golden State starters in that game only scored 52 points. Our bench was the problem the other night. Obviously, injuries, were the problem. But if our Achilles heel right now is our bench, and in particular, it's the two Detroit boys. It is Bogey and it is Burks. If we could find a way to get those guys to score just 20 points combined, not 20 points each, like some maniac on Twitter keeps telling me that I'm saying, but I'm not. I just want to combine 20 points out of those guys. If you could get that from those guys, this team, if we get healthy, we are going to be a championship caliber team. That's how good we are, because our starting lineup the other night shot 51%. Everybody contributed. We got a triple-double out of Josh Hart. Hart played out of his mind, 6 of 7 from the field. I think 10 rebounds, something like that. McBride, we saw best game as a Knick, right? His best game as a Knick the other night. Dante also, his numbers were up much better. So, again, we are on the road to being there. We just have to get healthy. And we have to get healthy for real. Like, it has to be real because, we got to get we got to get Randle back. We got to get OG on the mend. And if we get Mitchell Robinson, watch the fuck out. Watch out.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about Mitchell Robinson in a second because he came out and he commented on a popular Knicks Instagram account, and I'll get to 1 second. But talking about Deuce McBride, Deuce McBride in the last game, while guarding Stephen Curry, this is according to NBA tracking data, right? And the 51 possessions that Deuce McBride guarded Steph Curry was 4 for 13 from the field, 2 turnovers, and 1 assist. Deuce McBride, the defense is finally starting to translate. And now you're seeing it with his offense. He is knocking, the confidence is there from Deuce de Leche.
And Hector in that fourth quarter, okay? Klay Thompson, Steph Curry shot 2 of 13 from the field in that fourth quarter. Talk about defense when it counts. That right there is what they're doing. And that's why this Knicks team is so good, because of their defense. 2 of 13 in that fourth quarter, those guys shot. But everybody's saying, watch out when they get hot. Well, They didn't get too hot the other night.
I mean, so much from that game, it gets me excited, guys, because one, obviously the win, but to have a win and then OG not be there, right? Because think about it. We would have lost that game and been like, oh, they're nothing without OG. So we were able to nip that in the butt early and show, hey, even without OG, we were able to hold it down. People forget we did win games when OG was gone. We just weren't on that consistent 4 or 5 game winning streaks like we were 9 games earlier in the season. But without him, we still perform. You just see the difference. But the biggest thing I loved outside of Deuce's play, everything that went on that night, was the way we started that game. If you remember, guys, on Monday, I was like, man, I kind of liked that Jaylen Brunson, Deuce McBride kind of combo together. And when I saw that they started out the game with that, that got me excited. And not only that, what was it, 14? We went up early. That's the same shit they did to us when we played them, and we never recovered. We literally watched the opposite of what happened with them last time in our favor. First quarter and fourth quarter, because they brought it within 4, and then we, again, Eddie, it's us now saying, whoa, calm the hell down. This is ours, and we pull
it. Want to run.
What up, Big Nick Energy? How can anyone
Big Nick Energy in the building. Facts. And one last thing about Deuce McBride.
Can't.
Last year, right, after the playoff debacle and going into last year's offseason, when having the conversations on how can this team improve their roster, obviously, we knew that the young kids, somebody was going to be traded. But I want to ask you, Knicks fans out there, did anybody have on their bingo card Deuce McBride being the only young player that we kept and is finally showing and contributing off the bench? Because I know I didn't have it in my bingo card. If you would have asked me out of the young kids, RJ, IQ, Obi, Grimes, who are we going to keep? Deuce McBride was the last person I had in my mind. I had more faith in the front office wanted to keep Quentin Grimes.
Deuce was such a rotation. He was such a non-factor. He didn't even come up as the piece that. But I'm saying even in a negative light, right? It was never use him as the trade piece. It was just Deuce was there. Like it was just an afterthought for the most part. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Even if they would have used Deuce McBride as just a filler in a trade package, just to add up cap space, an extra body to be in a trade package, I would have believed that would have happened more than believing that Deuce McBride would have scored 29 points starting for the New York Knicks in the absence of OG Anunoby against the Golden State Warriors, basically is what I'm trying to say.
Well, the best thing that happened was them not playing him, because that's why they got such a good contract out of him, because they didn't play him. So nobody, they at least saw the potential in him, and they saw the give him what? He doesn't even make $4 million a year for the next 3 years. So it's
that's still. When you look at the market and what he could give you coming off of the bench, that is a steal. Mitchell Robinson contract is a steal.
Yes.
Jaylen Brunson's contract right now is a steal.
I shout out Tibbs for that, because Tibbs was like the main guy that believed in McBride, not any of us. That's for sure. I thought he was trash.
I was a fan of Deuce McBride, seeing what he did in the G League, wanting that to translate on the NBA level. We all know G League and NBA and never fully translate on the athleticism and defense. We knew that Deuce McBride could bring it defensively. We know Deuce McBride is a fast person on that basketball court, athleticism through the wazoos. I never thought that the scoring would be what it was against Golden State. Granted, one game against Golden State. Let's see what happens in his next game against the Denver Nuggets. If this is something that he can show consistency with, not just it's just a flash of the pan and I go back to scoring less than 10 points the next game. I want to see what happens the next game and the next game forward and forward and forward.
But I think Tibbs said the best, right? He just needed the time, the opportunity, and he's capitalizing on it, right? You didn't see a lot of minutes from him. Now getting a whole game from him like you did the other night, huge. Loved it. Real quick, couple of shout outs. Soul Finger 12 is in the building. What to do? Soul Finger.
Salute.
Brother Phil Porto's in the building. Davi is in the building. What to do?
Davey Hammond.
Stills is in the building.
Stills, my guy.
Wiz from BK to LA. One last thing on Deuce McBride. Don't stop talking about my great grandson. I only want to keep Deuce, but didn't think the front office or Tibbs would see what I saw. I am happy they did, and he is underpaid. Tell him, Wiz.
Tell him, Wiz.
Is in the building. I saw Teresa's comment was, my man called it 2 years ago. Biggest Deuce believer. Oh, Bingo. She got a profit for her partner. How you doing?
I just want to say shout out to Sofing in the chat, right? We got over 240 people rocking with us right now. 90 people are watching us on YouTube. If you guys can smack that like button, we're sitting on 25 likes right now. Let's get the stream up to 100. And if you're watching us for the first time, hit that subscribe button, because as of right now, we are 76 subs away from 4K. Help us get to our goal of 4K so I don't have to keep on saying it and annoy the shit out of Eddie Presti. Eddie, I want to throw it over to you. You handsome
wait. If we're annoying Eddie, let me start. And then right up here, guys, you see that barcode? Scan it. Buy us a coffee. Keep the
that
go ahead. You want to give your broke ass?
If you could buy us a coffee, that would be great. You don't have to give us money through YouTube because they steal all the money and they pocket it for themselves because they're con artists. So this is the way for us to actually keep some of that money and keep this, poor, broke, and pathetic network going. So
listen, I think we're the only people that accept and appreciate broken, pathetic network. Can we talk about a bar fight? Kendrick Perkins. When you think about the New York Knicks prepared to be in a bar fight, this defense that's coached by my boy Tom Thibodeau is suffocating. Then Windhorst comes back and says, you know what? The Knicks do better than anybody else. When the Knicks get ahead, they put the game on ice. You know why? Speak on it, KP. He said it's Jaylen Brunson. Oh, heck, you're right.
The New York Knicks are 34-2 when going into the fourth quarter with the league. I'm gonna say it again. The New York Knicks.
I don't think they have a loss going into the third and fourth.
It's either 34-2 or 35-1, one or the other. They have one. I know they have one loss going into the fourth quarter, and that was a game. That was a game that we was up by 1 point, and the other team came back to win. But regardless,
is this over like the last 2 years? Because I think it was like
no, it's this season. It's literally just this season.
I remember seeing that on ESPN the other night. I remember seeing
going into the fourth quarter. It is the New York Knicks have I'm gonna just say 34-2, just to be on the safe side. When holding the lead going into the fourth quarter this season. I want to say shout out to Kendrick Perkins. I'm going to just pull it up one more time. Shout out to Kendrick Perkins, because ever since Tom Thibodeau became the head coach of the New York Knicks, the only person that was going to battle and was going to war for us Knicks fans was Kendrick Perkins in the mainstream media. Everybody kept making fun of Kendrick Perkins. Everybody kept saying that he was out of pocket with the takes that he was saying. Screw that. Kendrick Perkins deserves all the credit in the world. Shout out to Big KP.
Well,
and like my guy Theo I said, we are 34-2 going into the fourth quarter. Shout out to Theo Al, the most hated out there.
Shameless plug alert. Hey, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, that's our guy. My infamous take. That's Uncle Al. Yes, not the get dirty ska hip hop guy. It's the infamous take. Wake your asses up, guys. Next week, Thursday night, the Mets Evening Brew kicks off with our boy Theo Al, Eddie Presti, Anthony Rivera. You guys will want to tune into it if you're a Mets fan. If you're a Yankees fan, stop by anyways and just troll the shit out of them throughout the entire episode. Go ahead, Nick.
I just want to add on one thing. Make sure you guys support our guy, Mr. Theo Al, Mr. Alvin Cintrone. He will be on WFAN this Sunday from midnight to 4 a.m. And then again, back on Monday night, 10:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. after the corny Nets game. Shout out to Theo Al in the building. Al, if you're free and if you want to join up so we could trash on Eddie Presti all together, shoot me a text. I'll send you the link so you could join up if you got some free time.
Or we could trash the Yankees, Al. We could trash the Yankees.
Hey, enough of that. Stop it.
And they're fake.
Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith can't claim to be a Knicks
over under, which is a total fraud.
I'm gonna just mute Eddie. I'm gonna just mute Eddie. Go ahead.
This one. Stephen A. Smith can't claim to be a Knicks fan when we have Big Perk defending us night in and night out. Facts. I see Cheesy Soul Cakes is in the building. Jacob Petruzzi.
Yes, back from the excursion. Yes, Jacob. Unfortunately, I had to leave the rental car back in Florida. You know, it's down there parked on the streets of New York City, but I had to drop the rental car off. Jacob Petruzzi, shout out to you. And Chris N. Yeah, we're going to do the open panel, Chris. We're going to put the link out at 11:45, 11:50. Chris, I know that you got Yankees pod at 12 o'clock. So I'll personally send you the StreamYard link before we even put it out so you could come up and give your take before you got to dip off to Twitter. Go ahead, bro.
I love how John said, let everyone keep doubting us. I believe in this team. You know, I'm glad you said that, John, because not just as a Knicks fan, right? Talking to some people at the hospital over the last couple of days in Florida, as big Heat fans that they are, they pay attention to us, and they're like, damn, y'all are serious. And the night that I was there, I think it was Wednesday, where they lost that game, the Heat did. Was it the Sixers? Forgot who it was, but they lost by like 6 points. And they kept having a chance to come back and missing every shot. And the guy was like, verbatim, you ready? We could use the Jaylen Brunson. When you got a Heat fan saying we could use the Jaylen Brunson, that speaks volumes.
Yeah,
but
they got how many people got handed to them? Shaq got handed to them. LeBron, Wade. Get lost. Miami. They get lucky all the time. Fuck them. They get everybody.
How do you really feel?
They could use a Jaylen Brunson. Fuck you. We've been dealing with sloppy seconds for years. Fucking
So if anybody could take anything away from what Eddie just said, you know, there's three things that Eddie hate: LeBron James and the Lakers, right? The Miami Heat and David Wright. Those are the top three things that Eddie Presley hates in his life. Cheesy Soul Cake's got a question. So I got a question: who's more vital for us to get healthy for the playoff success, OG or Julius Randle? And that's a tough one, right? Because at first, I was always saying, and Eddie, you know, we've gone back and forth. I was saying for the longest, Julius Randle, right. Julius Randle. But OG Anunoby, even for the few games that he was playing, the defense that he brings, the uplifting that he brings, he was out last night against Golden State. But you could still tell those few games that he did play, he made his teammates step up their defense, and it translated into last night's game against the Golden State Warriors without OG Anunoby. So from here on out, I'm saying it's OG. It's more important to this team. Go ahead, Ed.
I think it's OG right now because of how well Josh Hart's playing. I mean, that's a testament to what Josh Hart is able to do in this starting lineup. He's pretty much been doing everything. And we're getting those rebounds from Josh Hart that we used to get from Randle. So that right now, I would say it's OG just because of how well Josh Hart has been doing.
Hold on. I got to say this because we got Mr. Vince up, right? And I've been wanting to say this. It always just skips the back of my head. Leave Mr. Vince up right there. Yo, to my Met fans out there, don't Mr. Vince, my guy Mr. Vince, look like David Bell, the outfielder you guys had.
Oh my
you remember?
God.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No shade. Shout out to David Bell, aka Mr. Vince in the chat.
Appreciate it. Well, since we put it up on the screen, appreciate you buying us 3 coffees this morning. Appreciate you. Actually, someone else did too. We got 6 coffees in there. Appreciate everybody supporting us. Mr. Vince,
thank you for the coffees because YouTube robbed us from all the money. So
I see we got CP the Artist is in the building. Listen,
shout out my guy CP the Artist.
I think we can officially confirm that CP the Artist is a morning brew guy. All right, because our guy yesterday was tweeting us like, "We're at 11 a.m. Where the hell y'all at?"
He needs to start painting some white people on his pictures. Other than that, you know, he's good people.
He's fine with painting who he paints. As of right now, I'm throwing out the mod wrench out there to some people. CP the Artist, I'm throwing out the mod wrench to you, my guy. Who else? Mr. Vince, aka David Bell, I'm throwing out the mod wrench to you, my guy. Salute to you, brother. Who else we got in the chat? On Dios NYK, I'm throwing out the moderator wrench to you, my guys. Salute to you. Salute. 3 capital S's. Who else I got here that I could throw a mod wrench to? Let me see.
While you do that, John Pettit said, I'm not worried about OG. Biggest question mark is Randle. But I think they're being cautious, and if he really wasn't coming back, they would have made him get surgery already. That's my thought about it. I'll let you touch on that one, Eddie, and then I'll go after you. In regards to Julius.
Look, man, we need Randle back. We need him back. Yeah. So everybody that says, "Oh, you know, we don't need Randle," no, yes, we need Randle back. No, we do. Yeah, because he's a second option. And what Randle will do in the postseason, Randle will give us more points in the paint. And when these guys, when we get to the playoffs doesn't, you know, it's not, you know, you don't become it becomes a half court game, right? So if we get Randle back, he's going to contribute to giving us a ton of points in the paint. Right now, we feast in the paint because Brunson does well. The other night, Hart was getting points in the paint. The other night, Josh Hart has been scoring some points in the paint. But when you get bully ball Randle back and he's feasting in the paint, it's a wrap. We are going to destroy teams if healthy Randle comes back and plays bully ball because we are going to outscore teams in the paint by like 20 points. Okay, that's how the Randle coming back is so important because he takes us from regular Eastern Conference, maybe conference finals to literally finals, winning the whole fucking thing. Like that's what Randle does. Like he comes back with Mitch. We got a chance to win the whole fucking thing.
And the last few postseasons, right? The first year we was up there, Tom Thibodeau against the Atlanta Hawks. Julius Randle was the only option that we had out there that could score, right? We lost that series for that reason. No shade on Julius Randle.
And there were no players on that team, Hector.
Even last year, right? Going to last year, losing against the Miami Heat. It all comes down to Julius Randle not having the gas in the postseason. The man is going to come back with fresh legs underneath him. He may take some time to get into full rhythm, but we're going to go into a postseason with a healthy and a fully rested Julius Randle with legs underneath him. Other teams that are going up against us in the postseason, the Boston Celtics, they're not going to have a healthy and a fresh Kristaps Porzingis to go up against Julius Randle. No, absolutely not. No other team is going to have a guy that has fresher legs than Julius Randle when he comes back.
And let me tell you something about the Boston Celtics, all right? The Boston Celtics are a perimeter shooting team. That they win games by hitting all their threes. Guess what? If we play them with our defense, and we got somebody out there that can contain KP, that can contain Tatum, and that can, contain Brown to a degree, we are going to give the Celtics fucking hell. We will be able to, because guess what? That throwing up threes does not always work, okay? I know Boston's uber talented. I get that. But if we play against them, we're going to give them a problem if we got our health. I'm telling you guys.
The team that we have right now, granted, we have some guys that are injured right now, but you can tell, and I've said it again and again and again, when the front office went out there and they made that trade for OG, we traded for OG to have someone who could stop Jason Tatum. We traded for OG to have someone who can stop Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's not that many guys in the league that can say that they can stop Tatum and Giannis, and we have that guy on our team, and OG Anunoby. Having Mitchell Robinson being willing to come off of the bench as our backup center, he posted it online. Shout out to Knicks meme, I think it was, that he put out the tweet about a perfect starting lineup with Mitchell Robinson in it. But Mitchell Robinson commented and he said, you know what? I would rather come off the bench because I can show more coming off of the bench. When you have Mitchell Robinson being willing to come off of the bench, how many times we've seen Mitchell Robinson complain on IG, I need to be starting, I need to be more on the offense. He is willing to come off of the bench, and having a bench with Precious, Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, that is a scary defensive bench unit that is coming off of the bench that can also score.
Yeah. I want to pull this up real quick. Knicks fan 518. Did y'all see Awful Coach on YouTube on that Warriors game? Nothing but praise on Tibbs' work and the Knicks being elite on defense. That was without OG, giving teams hell. Facts, Knicks fan. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of people jumped in.
On TikTok. People were circulating that clip on TikTok. And Tom Thibodeau, the old dog is learning new tricks. The old dog is learning new tricks.
Look, heck, I want Phil to make hey Phil, I know you're in the chat, bro. Here's a new graphic I need you to make for me. I want a Julius Randle kind of like in the tank where Wolverine goes and he's got all the things connected, like he's healing up and resting. I want that. I want that on a shirt, because when Julius comes back, I don't understand why we have to have so many conversations about which one's more important, OG or Julius. Because the dream scenario is both of them back. You have an OG so Julius can be the bully and do what he does and pick up the defense that he may lack from OG, right? So I think we're just in the, what's the 7 stages of depression? We're at acceptance, where we're like, well, if it's only one of them, no, screw that. I'm still on, bring them all back. And heck, you brought up Mitch. Our last conversation, we talked about it. It's not a matter of, leave Harden starting because we like him better. With the pace that he has to start off the game, imagine now you have that fast pace, you've got those pick and rolls going, and then, take a break, and now you got Mitch coming in, and now you clog that entire paint up and block. Come on.
I just want to highlight Big Nick energy right here, because they said if the Knicks pull off the upset against the Celtics, they need both.
They need both.
Thank you so much. But I want to leave that up there. I want to give a second shout out to our good friend Mills Media. They do great work over there at Big Nick Energy. They put out a video talking about how the New York Knicks were going to dog walk the Boston Celtics. And of course, Celtic fans are going to be Celtic fans, and they were in the comments section trolling our friend Mills Media. For all you Celtic fans out there that was commentating on our friend's post, you can kick rocks. I hope you wake up at 3 a.m. and stub your toe going to the bathroom. I hope you spill ketchup on your white t-shirt. I hope every cup that you drink out of has a hole in it so you spill it on yourself as well. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by anger and emotions. I mean, it's been one of those
Fuck
mornings.
the Celtics, man. Fuck the Celtics.
Yeah.
Before I want to pull this up too. Knicks were staring at the play-in tournament 2 weeks ago. Thanks in part to strong play out west, New York Knicks now has a clear path to the number 3 seed. More on that and notes on OG Anunoby. If you guys haven't checked out that article I read this morning, Ian, you killed that article, my guy. But right there, that window's there, guys. The opening is there. And here's the caveat. You've got, what's his name now with that fractured nose, sinus thing? Donovan Mitchell. He's out for a week. This is a part of the schedule where 4 of their games are pretty, toss up in the air. But, we really could jump up, bro. Go ahead, Eddie.
Go ahead, Ed.
One thing that is concerning to me is that Randle has yet to play. Randle's not cleared for contact. Okay. And I think we're getting a little late in the game now. Today's what, March 20th? Mm-hmm. Okay. He was supposed to get cleared for contact like a week ago.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a little telling. So I'm going to put it out there that I'm a little worried with this Randle situation. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but seriously, I think it looks like Mitch is coming back first. And I think if I would have told you this a month ago that Mitch is going to come back before Randle, we all would have been like, fuck no, that it's going to be Randle. Yeah. Randle's coming back. So I'm a little concerned and I'm a little worried about Randle right now. I have to be. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but you got to keep it a buck.
No. And I respect that take, right? Because when you look at it, you got to be worried about your second best option, right? If you want him to come back healthy. But I firmly believe if this West Coast trip or the past 5-6 games, it went the reverse way of what just happened. If we would have went 1-4 or 1-5 or 0-3 on the West Coast, we fell from the 4th to the 6th or 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. I guarantee you Julius Randle would have been doing contract drills this week. But the fact that we did it, the fact that we're still in the 4th spot right now and the team is still cruising at the moment, there's no rush to bring him back right now on March 20th. You need him at least to be out there on April 1st. I'll give you that, Eddie. At least April 1st, I need to see him out there on the court, whether that's with the team and the lineup or doing contact drills. I need to see that by April 1st. That's one thing I agree with you.
I know we can never, Eddie, I know we can never really trust the reports that come out when it comes to health, right? And that's every sport, especially New York teams.
Yeah.
Right? We never know what to trust. So I guess what I hold solace is that they haven't pushed him towards the surgery, right? And I think that's the one thing, because that hasn't gone to that point, tells me, okay, they really are trying to see if we can get him to a point to be the Julius we need, right? And shut up the people on the, Julius in the playoffs narrative. Yeah. But if they really are just doing this to play coy, and then he doesn't come back and get surgery, that's a different conversation, man. That just doesn't make sense to me.
I think we need to reach out to our resident sports therapist, Dr. Jesse Morris. We should reach out to Dr. Jesse Morris, see if he's available to come on the show Friday or next week, right? Shout out to our guy right now. Shout out to Jesse Morris. He's very knowledgeable when it comes to sports medicine. He's worked with every 3 major sports: baseball, MLB, NBA, and the NFL. And when I had him on for the Yankee show, he said this: when it comes to the sports reporting, right? The teams, they don't have to tell us. This is all just them just having a courtesy to the fan base. Because when you look at it, these are all HIPAA laws. They don't have to come out and say this person is going to be out for X amount of days. That's just a courtesy that they do to the fan base and just to the fans, right? So when it comes down to it, they could be hiding some stuff and not giving us the full details. So, Eddie, I'm right there with you when it comes to trying to being worried about Julius Randle. But like I said,
it's because they're so good.
Mm-hmm.
The team is so. I mean, imagine Randle on this team right now.
Call Jesse now.
I'm not gonna lie, CP. I just messaged him. I was like, "Yo, our chat. We all got questions. Are you free? I know you're a doctor.
Hit him up, DM him.
I did. We'll see. If not, I know we'll line up.
Dr. Well, if we can't get him on this morning, we'll definitely line it up because he did say that he'll tune in. I mean, he'll tap in during the season for baseball, but also. We got over 350 people in the building rocking with us right now. We got 123 with us on YouTube. If you guys can, please smack that like button. We are at 48 likes on the stream. Let's run it up to 100. Run up the likes. Smack that like button. CP the artist says he's giving out free paintings if you smash the like button.
I wonder what kind of painting.
Hector, should we start doing like reverse psychology? Like, you know what I mean? Because like even me, like sometimes when I jump into YouTube, someone's like, hit the like. I'm like, don't tell me what to do. I'll do when I'm ready. Or should we start being like, don't like us?
I don't want the likes. I don't want your subscription. How about that? All right?
I don't want anything you gotta give.
Stay on X.
Look, Nick Loyalty just put it on Twitter. Teams can't violate HIPAA laws. Let this thing play out. Absolutely, Nick's Loyalty. 100%. And if you're watching on Twitter, jump on over to YouTube. Hit the link in the bio. Jump on over.
I realized?
Smack the subby wubby.
I can't believe we have to also add this line in there. If you're watching us on X, why aren't you following our Twitter account yet? Follow our X account. We got all our updates, all the shows, all the content, all that good stuff. Blah, 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 blah. I got a good one that I wanted to talk to you guys, Hector.
Go ahead.
I didn't even tell you I was going to do this one, but since we're going to drop the open panel link, I think everybody that comes up, here's the question I want you to answer, because I saw our boy Breeze put this out there and said, what is your worst Knicks take of the season? He said, I'll start. Whoever is starting as shooting guard will be sacrificed due to our offense. Shout out to our boy Breeze. Also, I realized, yo, Breeze, we ain't had you on this season, bro. Like, I miss you. Like, let's get you back on again, bro. Hit me up. But Eddie, what was your worst take? Because we all know this chat knows you give a lot of them every week.
Probably my worst take was probably getting Kuzma over OG.
Oh,
probably that. I mean, but again, if we would have signed Kuzma straight up and had him, and then traded for OG later, that would have been pretty good too, because he would have been insurance for Randle. But I don't know.
Shout out to Mad City Brew in the building. Even though you're a Brewers fan, you're still familiar with us over here. Thank you for pulling up.
Cheesy Soul Cakes. Yes, we do have an Instagram.
Yes.
It's also Morning Brew Sports. How you doing? Go follow it.
How you doing?
Ebony's in the building. What up, Ebony?
Ebony. Shout out to Ebs. One thing
I was wondering what Mitchell Robinson's going to go for this summer. Ebony.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I was curious about that. I wanted to throw that out there. Quick.
He's like, hey, Ebony, can I piss you off in 5 seconds? All right.
Exactly.
Trade Mitchell Robinson.
Someone's
knocking on my door. It's fucking Ebony. Go ahead.
My hot take, and this was at the beginning of the season. This was those first 2.5 weeks of the season, 2.5, 3 weeks, when Julius Randle was struggling and RJ Barrett was thriving. I thought those first 2 weeks of the season, when RJ Barrett was averaging 24 points per game, shooting over 45% from the 3-point line, before he had to sit down because of his knee and fatigue or whatever happened to him, I thought RJ Barrett was going to take that step forward this year. I thought at the trade deadline, if RJ Barrett took that leap forward, that at the trade deadline, we would have been trying to trade Julius Randle to upgrade this team. I got egg on my face and crow on my face, because as soon as RJ Barrett showed us that potential of what he could be, he came right back down to reality, and Julius Randle was able to get into his rhythm and finally find his groove. You see right now on March 20th, RJ Barrett is in Toronto, and Julius Randle is still here with the New York Knicks.
And I will say, Big Nick Energy, he's right. He said it. Pre-migraine RJ.
Absolutely.
For like a week. All right.
For a week.
It was 2.5 weeks. All right, Eddie.
RJ is 23 years old. Oh, guy's great. Look at his He's going to be an all-star. Yeah, okay. Goodbye. Have fun in Toronto.
That was a fun 2 weeks, and then we were like, "Oh my God, he's gone!"
Yeah. That was an amazing 2 weeks.
I feel bad for shitting on him right now, but whatever.
Yeah, we're not gonna shit on RJ. No RJ shitting is happening over here.
Dropping the open panel link. Go ahead, Heck.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say, when it comes to Dante DiVincenzo, I'm gonna just pull this up right here. again, I didn't think Dante would be in the starting lineup. I thought Dante was just going to be coming off of the bench. You know, I know Celso, you was a big proponent of Dante being in that starting lineup, one of the first ones, but you got to shout out to Dante DiVincenzo and Isaiah Hartenstein. They have stepped up their game tremendously this season. And like Eddie always likes to say,
shout out to the Whites.
There you go. You see how I set you up? You see how I set you up easy?
Man, that was good.
Shout out to the Whites. And I know it's half white, but you know what? We still claim him. He's half white. It's okay.
And also, just so everybody know, Eddie is going to be doing Parcheesi tournaments and hacky sack tournaments this weekend with the rest of the whites down in Florida. Go ahead, Eddie.
I love how Eddie said, "I can't wait."
Can't wait. We're gonna go to a rodeo too. We're gonna go to a rodeo.
Yeah, fucking barnyard dancing and shit. Yeah.
What is wrong with you people? Everybody in the chat, we dropped the open panel link. Come on up. Come talk to us. Come hang out. Tell us how you're feeling about this Knicks team. And also, what was your worst take of the season? Nick Loyalty with another one. Dante has been great. Great addition. All goodness. The Chenzo gang is strong.
He's been so good. We might not even need Donovan Mitchell.
We don't. I already forgot about that name. I said that at the beginning of the season.
He's not good.
I'll tell you what, though. My worst take, Heck, was that first week of Precious. Hands down, I remember flipping the hell out on the episode.
I'm right there with you.
I did, Eddie. I won't lie, because I just felt like he couldn't jump. I was mad, like he just didn't look like he had any dog in him. I was like, what part of New York did you grow up in? Upstate? Because you ain't got no grit. Like, I thought he was like Poughkeepsie bound. Like, I was throwing shade.
I always liked him, so I don't have any egg on my face with Precious. I like that. I liked him when he was in the trade.
Cheesy soul cakes. I got you right now, cheesy soul cakes.
All right, I see we got people starting to check in backstage. Let me do a little flippy of the camera stuff. Okay, we do this one. Is this the right one? Oh man,
there it is. There it is.
This producer guy's getting good at this shit. All right, I got it. So Heck, let me ask you. You want to go one at a time here? I'm gonna let you pull up who you want to pull up.
Let's do one at a time.
Let's go with Chris N because he has his Twitter space.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Chris. Then we're gonna go with our guy from Big Nick Energy, Mr. Joe Yoke, and then we're gonna go with Corey Lee one at a time. But I'm gonna bring up my guy.
Some shit to Eddie. Let's
of course, Corey.
Chris, what up, Josh Hart? I mean, Chris.
Chris, what it do? You're muted, Chris.
Yep, let me get right, fellas.
My brother, what's good, brother?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? So I'm a firm believer. Apologies need to be as loud as the disrespect. I came on here and said, listen, if we're losing big to the Kings early, let's keep OG on limited minutes. Let's save him. So my apology needs to be as loud as that disrespect. I apologize to my boys. We handled business out west. We got one more game to go. I think Denver will show up after what we did in the Garden. So it's gonna be a tough one. But if we go 3-1. I'm fine with that. I don't think anybody thought 3-1 coming into this West Coast trip.
Yeah.
And
I'm. Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, brother.
No. Go ahead. I was just gonna agree with you. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. And on top of that, I love what Mitch said, man. That's not the year or two ago Mitch, where he wants more role play, wants more points ran through him. Mitch coming out and saying, "Listen, I'm good with the bench. I'm good with coming off the bench. Like I'm cool with that." I thought that was a big step for Mitch. It shows growth. It shows that he's willing to sacrifice, and that's what you want from your younger guys. You know, you don't know it all yet. You know what I'm saying? He's got a lot to learn still, and with his size and his build and his potential, Mitch can be a big dog in the league, man. Mitch can be a real big dog in the league.
True that.
And that's a step forward. And also, I agree with the takes you guys were saying with the whole we need both. I do think I agree with Eddie, man. Like, OG is a little more important right now. But what I don't want is OG and Randle coming back and Josh Hart taking a step back. Be as aggressive as you've been on those boards. Don't feel like Randle's in the lineup now, so I don't have to crash the boards as much, and I can play, that mid-range or the three-point line. Continue to crash the boards because we're going to need that against Boston and all these other guys who have size. Like, they have size. And Bogey. So I'm a little worried about Bogey. I think we you guys have said it and I've agreed with it. There needs to be plays ran through Bogey. Set up those 3-point shots, set up those plays where he's not screening. Make somebody
So
else.
hold it down. I just got to go answer the door. Hold it down. My fault.
Yeah, you good, brother. Make somebody else do the screen. Set a bogey on an open shot. But at the same time, I do feel like, and this is just feeling and maybe optimism, that I do feel like Bogey would get a couple big shots in the playoffs. But I hope Tibbs can work some things out there, because like you guys said earlier, Tibbs has been growing throughout the year. You see the changes in his philosophies, things that he wouldn't do before, maybe a year ago even. He's starting to do now.
Yeah, and the crazy thing too, Chris, is he was forced, right? Let's be real. A lot of it was he was forced to play his hand. He could have easily just been like stubborn as shit and said, well, I'm just going to stick with what I want. But the fact that all season we've seen him face these injuries and try different rotations, pull out guys that just a couple years ago we know we would have seen Alec Burks all fourth quarter, even when he's shooting like shit. Now we're seeing him not even play a whole second half because Tibbs ain't playing that shit. Well, the fact that we're seeing rotations in game as well is a big change. I mean, there's no way I can throw shade at Tibbs. I'm sorry.
Also, too, look, he experimented with the McBride Brunson thing at the end of the Portland game, and then look what happened in Sacramento. That
was my biggest shocker there, man. When I saw that, I was so happy to see it.
And that worked out. And that's a credit to Tibbs, man. We all shit on the guy, and the guy learned. He showed us he can adjust, and that's been great.
Chris, last question before we let you go. We bring up our guy Joe from Big Nick Energy. But last question, worst hot take you had about the Knicks at the beginning of the season or at any point? What was the worst hot take that right now you could say, yeah, I was wrong for that take from back then?
I was a big RJ fan. I mean, I still am. Like, I got love for the kid. I'm always going to love him. I'm always going to root for him. Whether he's in Toronto or goes anywhere else. I guess the worst take would be I thought Barrett would take that other step this year. I thought he was gonna, and we seen it in the beginning, like you said, Heck, like there was some promise there, like because Barrett's issue was shooting. I always said this from the beginning when we drafted him. His shoulders, for his size, he can take anybody to the basket. Barrett's ability to lower that shoulder and get the contact was amazing. But I thought, I guess the hot take would be, I thought his shooting would just go up this year, and it didn't. It really didn't. And to finish it off before, because I know you guys got to go to the next guy, and I got to go to Yankees pod. I think Deuce is going to be big, man, coming to these playoffs. The trust and Tibbs into him, the confidence, the changing of Tibbs' mindset of adding him and Brunson together. I think that's going to be huge because we're going to need that bench roll. We're going to need that spark from a younger guard. When we're seeing a deep team again like Boston, man, we're going to need that. So I think Deuce's ability to go into the playoffs with this hot streak that he's been on is going to be huge for us.
Facts. Chris, my guy, we love you. If you're on Knicks Twitter, or excuse me, on X, guys, and you're a Yankees fan, tune in 12 o'clock. Chris and them tear it up with the Yankees pod right at noon. Also, Chris will be tapping in with Heck all season. We're doing Twitter spaces, all kinds of stuff. Chris, we'll holler at you later, my guy.
Always, fellas. All love, baby.
Appreciate you, brother. So we're going to bring up our next person. Go ahead.
I just want to pull up a couple stuff like K Knox says, y'all be hating on us that live in Florida, but we represent.
Never.
No, K Knox, no hate. Not at all.
Hate.
I
it's only Hector.
Yeah, none of that. All right.
Yeah. Maybe me.
We love it so much so, K-Knox, that we are trying to figure out how we get out there and just do a watch party in Miami during the playoffs with our Knicks fan base, because we know that down in Miami, we own that shit. I also want to say, Just Knicks said, wow, upstate get it popping. Listen, I lived in Poughkeepsie. I was just throwing some shade out there. John Pettit said, come playoffs, I have more confidence in Bojan getting hot and making some big shots than I even had in Grimes. I understand defense, but think about what we were missing last year in playoffs. 3-point shooting. Okay, John came in with the heat. Okay. And Ebony said, dear Eddie, Mitch is coming back to make your doubting ass look silly. I may have reworded a little bit. Joe is in the building. What up, bro?
What up? I've speaking of Miami, actually. So last year,
before you start, Joe, my fault. Before you start, Joe, I just want to say you have been killing it with the live streams that you have been doing over the past 2 weeks. You guys have you've been stepping it up with the giveaways. I'm loving the content you're putting out there, bro. Keep putting out that good work. I just wanted to say that before you start spitting fire. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. Also, what we've come to realize with this trial and error that is YouTube, because the YouTube algo versus Twitter, Instagram, like us at Big Nick Energy, Vin and Ange crushed Twitter and Instagram. Like we're almost at 24K for both now. It's like they have it on lock. YouTube, this is like speaking Chinese, man. It's so hard to like figure out the algo, figure out what to make go up and stuff. Like we've been using shorts a lot. Like shorts have actually been helping us with subs more than anything else. Just tip to anyone else that wants to like make their page try to get bigger. Shorts helps. Doesn't make you money. The live streams make you money, but shorts will get you subs. We were actually in Miami last year, like during the first round of the playoffs. If you guys go to Miami during the playoffs, forget a watch party. Tickets to the Bucks Heat were $84 for Game 3 for good seats.
Joe, like, can we ever see prices like that at the Garden?
Like, the arena.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even buy the hot dog up here for $84 in the playoffs.
No way.
Oh my God. I love Deuce, as you guys know. I am so happy and ecstatic this dude's getting a chance. I have a question for you guys because I'm actually on one of the awful coaching videos because he's literally done 4 about the Knicks Warriors game in the past 2 days. Apparently, he's figured out Knicks for clicks can work out in a good way, so good for him. I'm actually been trolling with the BKE account, a Celtics fan, and I have a question for you guys. Kinda hyperbole, but like kinda real. 3 years from now, would you be rather paying Deuce McBride $4 million or Jaylen Brown $59 million?
Oh. Of course, Deuce McBride.
Sign me
up. It's not my money at the end of the day.
Sign me up for Deuce all day.
But just in general, it's like, would you ever want to, like, how good of a player, how bad of a player would you want to give the Supermax to? Like, I don't think I would want to give the 18th best player in the NBA the Supermax. I think it's like top 5 or less. Like Tyrese Halliburton, if he doesn't make the All-NBA team this year because of minutes restriction or whatever, like, he's actually helping out the Pacers. I hope he gets the All-NBA and gets the Supermax because I don't think he has top 5, top 7 NBA player potential. I think he's stuck like top 15, 20, which actually screws them up long term.
Yeah.
Hopefully Randle and Brunson miss a bunch of games next year so we don't have to pay them the Supermax.
They're definitely going to get paid that Supermax. But to Joe's point, there's a lot of players that they get paid the Supermax contract, but they aren't Supermax players. Like Bradley Beal, like fans in Washington, they were jumping for joy when they were able to trade Bradley Beal away because that was a horrible contract. No shade to Bradley Beal. He is way more athletic than I am. I just sit on my chair and talk shit on YouTube. Bradley Beal can dust me any day of the week talking basketball. And I think anybody else on this panel. But 50 mil? Nah, I'm good.
Also, how are you the only guy in the NBA that had a no trade clause, Bradley Beal? What did you do to deserve that?
Oh, he just like Cat,
Washington. He loved Washington. He always felt good about them. That's what happened.
And also to Joe's point, I follow the guy Awful Coaching. I'm in the channel right now. If you look at his videos, his most viewed videos over the past week is all Tom Thibodeau videos. 19K, 33K, 50K, 40K. They're all New York Knicks. So Joe, you're right. Knicks for clicks is working. Then
Knicks
you go
for clicks
to his
can be positive, man. He figured out the positivity.
Then you go to his Nuggets videos. It's 3.1K per view. 5K views. Yeah, so you're right, Joe, when it comes to that one.
425 plus in the building and only 60 likes. Smash the like hit the subscribe. That's how we keep this shit going. Buy us a coffee. Joe, what was your worst take of the season, bro?
I've been relatively accurate. I actually calculated it recently. I did an over-under podcast at the beginning of the year. I'm on pace to go 24-6 of my over-unders. Like, crushed it for teams. My worst take, which could still probably happen, a couple of them that are in the future that I might feel weird about. I made a take last year that I said neither Randle nor RJ will actually play out their current contracts here. I'm halfway right, but it does also seem more and more likely that Randle will stay. And the other one, which was kind of tongue-in-cheek, partly because of the injuries, I said the Knicks were actually going to drop to the play-in, and I thought it was actually going to be better for them because I'd rather them be in the 7-8, win the 7 matchup, and avoid the Celtics still. Because my whole thing is that no matter what, I think we're going to lose to the Celtics even fully healthy. I think they're a better team. But I think the Knicks could and should beat every other team in the East if fully healthy. But, I mean, we're not going to the play-in. at all. Like, this team is more likely to get the 3 seed than the 7 seed at this point. So my worst take was me being a pessimistic Knicks fan.
But you had good reason to be like a week and a half ago. So
I love how on Dio's first looking at your background, it says Joe Fancy. So new nickname for you. And then we got Cheesy. He's like, well, that sounds humble. He nailed it. He's 24-6. All right. You're allowed to be a little excited about.
By the way, if I show you my own personal FanDuel account, it doesn't look like I go 24-6, but the ones I put publicly are usually good for some reason.
And you know what? You just reminded me, Joe, why I don't like Florida. You just reminded me why I don't like Florida. You cannot use FanDuel or DraftKings in Florida. I was down there for 2.5 weeks. Al sends me a parlay that I should bet on for the first time. And you know what? I'm like, I'm going to put this money down. I'm going to bet on this parlay. I go to FanDuel to put the bet, and I cannot bet in Florida. And you know what happens, Joe? The fucking parlay hits. So if I would have put $20 down, I would have hit for like $4.50. So you know what, Florida? Screw you.
Oh, he's aggressive this morning.
I think it's Hard Rock if you want to if you want to gamble.
Oh yeah.
Joe,
it is.
We appreciate
Hard Rock.
you, my
That's what
guy.
you gotta do.
Hey, I just
God
need you to
forbid.
confirm that my entry for the Jaylen Brunson bobblehead has been secured.
That is a Vin and Ange question. I can 100% make sure.
All right, make sure. I did the retweet. All right,
anything giveaway or money related, I am more or less, me and Miller like the face of BKE, but we're basically more or less employees of Ange.
Nice.
Ange is the money guy behind the scenes.
Ange, I need to know that I made it into the giveaway. I retweeted
Edge.
like I was supposed to. I want the Jaylen Brunson. All right. Appreciate
Also,
you,
for the Joe Fancy thing, dude, I have a fiance. I would do none of this shit. Are you kidding me? My house.
How many pillows, bro? How many pillows you got in the bed?
This would be fucking green and white for the Jets. That wall would be blue and orange for the Knicks. I would have the Mets logo blue and orange over there. And then I would have a giant TV, and this fireplace would not have been painted, and there would be no food.
Later, Joe.
Last thing I was going to say before I go. I think for most people that have bad takes or had bad takes about the Knicks, it's usually about RJ Barrett or would be about RJ Barrett. And it's not that I was ever the biggest RJ believer or doubter. It's that I just never thought Tom Thibodeau, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett, the three of them together, would ever get the most out of each other. RJ and Julius aren't known for defense. Neither one of them is a great shooter naturally on their own unless they get wide open. And Tibbs isn't an offensive-minded guy that would get either of these two dudes wide open. So therefore, they were always going to counteract with each other, also wanting to get the same space on the floor. So if someone wanted to get rid of Randle over RJ, I totally see that argument. If anyone wanted a different coach at various points for more offensive mindset and firepower, I've had that argument before. I totally get that. That's probably my worst take. My worst take is actually that I wanted Tom Thibodeau fired, and I have no reason to say that anymore.
I think we all been there, though.
I was about to say we've all had those conversations with ourselves at 2 a.m, Joe. But I think we could agree that the old dog is finally learning some new tricks. Joe, again, appreciate the work that you guys do over there at Big Nick Energy. You and Mills Media, you guys kill it. Shout out to Edge as well and those that work behind the scenes, because there's a lot of work that goes into what we do. A lot of people don't see it, so you got to always shout out those that are behind the scenes. Joe, let the folks know where they can find you guys on social media. Go ahead, brother.
If you see that BKE logo, it is us. My tag is right there for all socials. Joe Yoke, the L is a 1. And yeah, otherwise, follow Mill Media. She does more stuff than any of us do on our own.
Yeah. And shout out to her for that Amtrak promo that she put out. I think it was over the past couple of days. That was a good one. I'm driving with my girl, and my girl's like, oh my God, your friend from Big Nick Energy is on an Amtrak commercial. I was like, yeah, that's fire. Shout out to Mills Media for that.
Dude, she went from 0 to 100 within a year. God bless her. Good for her.
Yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to her. Again, Joe, appreciate you, brother. Anytime you need us on, just send the bat signal and we'll pop up. Right, brother?
We're doing open panels. We did our first one with the giveaway on Monday. We're recording once a week, like Mill does as many post games as possible, obviously. But for
what do you do with the post game
like this? What's up?
What do you do with the post games?
She basically just is reading off comments, more or less.
Yeah.
You don't bring anybody up or anything? Because I'm getting sick of these fucking spaces, to be honest with you, bro.
Eddie, I gotta tell you, man, the reason why I stopped doing spaces last year, like I appreciate and respect what Nick's recap does, because he's turned spaces into being on YouTube, which he can monetize. Twitter spaces makes you $0. And it's all people screaming into the same void about the same exact things.
Yeah, we started that last season.
I'm with you on it, bro.
We started that last season with Jerry Ferrara's podcast, where he's tying in the Twitter with the YouTube just to bring the worlds together. And that's why we really started with hey, yes, we want to keep growing on YouTube, but if you're watching us on X, you can still get our content. At the end of the day, buy us a freaking coffee and tell us you like us. That's it.
Dude, what you guys are doing is, like, I actually was looking at it before I came on. You guys only have like 1,400 followers on your Twitter, and it benefits you for your YouTube page so much. Like, when we go live for our streams, we're on Twitter and YouTube. Right. We have 23,000 followers on Twitter. Why would anyone come over to YouTube? Right. Like, our YouTube page will have, say we have 20 people watching, but we have 500 in our building. But the 480 can't give us anything. So it's like...
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to set up a call with Joe. We'll talk YouTube behind the scenes. Joe,
definitely. Joe, appreciate you, brother.
Soon. We can get carried away with that conversation. Real quick, I saw there was a guy in the chat, John17, with the question marks. He was asking, does anybody know when Mitch is coming back? We don't. We don't know yet, John. No. People are still waiting. Oh, Phil made the... All right, we need to tweak it a little bit. I need a little bit more Julius Randle looking-ish. All right?
I don't know. These AI shits is getting on my nerves. Just saying.
Double A is in the building.
Eddie, how you like me now, Eddie? How you like me now, Eddie? First the magic.
Real quick. Hey, Corey Lee, leave and come back in, bro, because it's saying that your device isn't showing.
The camera's not connecting. So leave and come back, Corey Lee, and then right after Double A will bring you up, Corey Lee. And anybody that wants to join us, just know when you come up, let's just respect the terms and services of YouTube.
Yes, you can.
Do not violate the terms and services of IG, Instagram. We want to be able to be respectful for one another. And I say that because I know Double A is about to lay the smackdown on Eddie Presti. Go ahead, Double A. Ding, ding, ding.
No. It's just, hey, Eddie, you got to listen to your boy sometime, baby. I'm a wizard, bro. Look what I got here. Look what I got in the palm of my hand, bro. Jaylen Brunson. He got
Jaylen Brunson in his pocket. It's great.
Yeah, Double A. Yeah, hilarious.
Now, we're going to get that 4-0, baby. I told you so. And yes, sir, Chris, I accept your apology. Yes, I accept it. Yes.
So, Double A, before I want to go straight to what was your worst take on the Knicks this season so far?
That they screwed up the opportunity of getting OG Anunoby by suing Toronto. That was my worst take. I really thought, because I knew all along, man, OG would just be, his game just matches Brunson and everybody else, where he doesn't need the ball versus the way RJ needs the ball, and how he fits next to Randle versus RJ. I mean, that never was going to work, man. I mean, that was a deterrent to both players, and I just, man, how can you not want Julius to come back and play beside OG and form that powerhouse? I mean, that juggernaut front court that they showed, man. I mean,
we can sell Hector on it, man. If we can get the whole team to come out and do a Power Rangers intro together, bro, and they all that'd be dope. Real quick, because I saw King JJ Seglio was in the chat. How you doing, King JJ?
King JJ, salute.
Real quick, I saw that Ebony said her worst take was, I missed it. Getting rid of the babies. I gotta find it somewhere in there.
No, I think she said her worst take was agreeing with Eddie on any issue that has to do with the New York Knicks is Ebony's worst take.
No, Ebony's worst take was,
Shut up, Eddie. We got over 450 in the building. We're sitting on 68 likes on YouTube. Why? Smack that like button. Let's run it up to 100.
They don't like us.
At this point, we don't got to accept it.
They don't go for us.
No, Eddie, they don't like you. They
don't like me. Then that's it. Get me off the show. Then that's it.
Never.
Well, I like you, Eddie. I don't give a shit. You'll be here as much as I want. Damn it.
Empire Sports Media is in the building. Salute to you. Good to be here. Let us know if this is your first time in the chat. Appreciate you showing up in the building. Corey Lee, the link is in the chat for you to jump back up. But Double A, let's get into the conversation about the game.
Remember.
You got him. He's in the palm of your hand.
I'm a wizard.
You got him.
I love it. Double A.
Here's a hot take for you. We'll be playing Orlando in the playoffs. So if you guys want to do the get together, it has to be in Orlando. You gonna go against me again, Eddie?
I don't like that matchup. Double A.
But that's what it is, bro.
I love it because I could go to a game or two because it's like $80.
Yeah,
to get
but that's what it's gonna be, though. We're gonna smack that ass, bro. Have faith. Have faith.
I don't like Orlando for a couple of reasons, but we'll get to that.
Remember that game in the last game we played Orlando?
Yes.
That was a message It's called a
3
message.
games before that, AA.
That was shit. That was nothing.
How's that one of those games?
Eddie, people like you. I'm just telling you, just so in case you were feeling anything about it, Big Nick Energy loves you.
You need people like me.
Dios loves you. They're like, how could you not have a little bird in the morning? He said, I don't know about all that.
I don't know.
I gotta ask, where did you get that double A?
Yeah, what is that thing?
I know it's a Jaylen Brunson in the pocket.
It's freaking Jaylen Brunson, bro. I'm a wizard.
All right, let's
it's freaking Jaylen Brunson.
Let's get back to the conversation. All right, let's
Ricochet
get back to the
Rabbit.
conversation. Our
That's a new
ADHD is
nickname.
taking over.
That's a new nickname.
Going back to the last game that we played against the Golden State Warriors, right? I want you to talk because you've been a big proponent of Deuce McBride. You talked heavy about Deuce de Leche. Speak on Deuce. What was your thoughts on him starting and the results we got from Deuce in that starting rotation?
The boy is, mature, but beyond his years, man. Just the way he's handled his time in the Knick uniform, from going from scarcity used to, there was a time, I think his first year where, he was getting minutes. And, he even started against Toronto and had a pretty good game. But then after that, he pretty much was lost in the sauce. And with everybody focusing on IQ when he was here and, RJ and everybody, he's been lost, And then, when they gave him that contract, I'm like, but why are you guys extending him if you're not playing him? That was like word to me. When we traded for OG, that right away they re-signed Deuce. And surprise, like Eddie said, man, it's one of the deals of the century now. Look what you got for $4 million a year. Oh man.
And the salary goes down.
That's unbelievable. Highway robbery.
No,
like Jay Boogie said, Rose is going in the pocket.
Now, last question before we let you go, before we bring up Corey Lee, because he got to go to war with Eddie right now. But when you look at the Knicks schedule, right, you were predicting 4-0. We still got one more game against the Denver Nuggets that's about to come up this Thursday.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Eddie,
he don't learn. He don't learn, Hector. He don't learn.
No, I'm sorry. The middle of my sentence interrupted the beginning of your sentence, Eddie. But when you look at our schedule, we got Denver, we got Brooklyn, we got the Pistons, we got the Raptors, and we got the Spurs, including the Denver Nuggets. What's the record for this team over the next 5 games? As you are an apostle to fill the prophet. Go ahead.
Well, I'm getting ready to enter a prophet ship. This
Go
will
ahead.
qualify me for prophetship. Now you have to address me as a prophet then.
Yes, sir.
I don't know about that.
Hey, bro, if we get by Denver, the only reason why I lose to Denver is because OG is not going to be there. But I'm not going to be like Eddie and retract and use excuses. I said 4-0, 4-0, I stand. Okay? But if we get OG back for the next few games, I don't see why we can't sweep them, Big Heck.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, Double A.
Why can't we? And no negative energy. What's this? We ain't gonna beat the Celtics in the playoffs. You watch.
Okay.
You
All
watch.
right, Double A. Go ahead, Eddie. I'll let you get a last take before we let Double A go.
Listen, man. I think Denver's gonna have a revenge game for us. They had a revenge game against the Celtics. And again, with OG out, I think that's the one where we say, okay, we'll take the L here, and that's fine. And I'm okay with that. 3-1 one West Coast trip. That's.
Did you see that? That's what Denver is going to be seeing.
Yeah,
Where'd he go? When
it comes to Denver, right, Eddie? And this is not me tooting my horn and just riding the wave of Knicks fans. When you look at the Denver Nuggets in 2024, their confidence level or the fear that some people had going into games against Denver this season, it's not like what it once was in years past. They just lost that buzzer beater by Kyrie Irving.
Right.
They're on a down spiral right now. So if there was any time for us to take advantage of the Denver Nuggets with no Julius, with no OG, with no Mitchell Robinson, this is the game when they're already on a downtrend, especially after losing that horrible loss against the Mavericks. So let's see what happens against Denver. Like you said, if we lose, I'm not gonna be mad. 3-1 is nice, but if we surprise them, I'm jumping out the window.
Again, listen, I love CT. Pittman is in the building. He said, I'm pretty sure you said the same thing last time we played Denver, Eddie, and we smacked them. So in other words, I'm okay with Eddie saying we're gonna lose because then we're gonna win. Eddie, say it again.
Listen, all right, Denver was the first team to go into Boston when they were 23-0 at home and beat them, okay? Then everybody's saying how the Celtics are going to go out to Denver and the Celtics are going to crush them. The Denver then crushed the Celtics. Again, we beat the fuck out of Denver the last time we played them. Yeah. They are going to have a revenge game against us. Again, I say this because I believe that Denver is head and shoulders the best team in the NBA, and I think they're just going to get a payback versus.
And you're giving them that, even though we smacked that ass the last time.
Yeah,
you ain't giving us no respect. You got to put respect on this man's name.
Anunoby out.
Yeah, so that you got to put respect.
All their guys are healthy and they're ready to start winning again.
Our guys had to show you something against the Golden State Warriors. We will not go down without a fight, Eddie. We will not.
Made a shot the other night.
Okay.
Double A.
Will you apologize to us on the recap tomorrow night, Eddie?
I will apologize if
Double A. You the man.
You 4-0. I was about to say you better know.
I'm going to shout you out, Double A. That's
all right. All right. Say goodbye to Jaylen.
Say goodbye to Jaylen. Say goodbye to Jaylen. In the pocket. We love you guys. We'll talk soon,
you, Double A. Appreciate you, Unc. First of all,
my man brought out a Jaylen Brunson in the pocket. This man said,
"Al Diddy
up on the shelf."
Al Diddy in the chat says, "Eddie always thinks we're gonna lose." You are absolutely right, Al Diddy. That's for you guys. So you guys didn't know, it's a part of Eddie's contract. He's contractually obligated to say the Knicks are gonna lose every game. It's just
because you don't sit here and be like, "Oh, we're gonna win every game. We're the best." Oh, go RJ. He's such a great player. He's gonna be an all-star NBA. Go, Brunson. You're the best player in the league.
I'm about to buy you a David Wright jersey if you keep that shit up. Let's bring up the next person.
I'll burn it in my fire pit, and I'll show you.
Let's bring up our next guy, Mr. Corey Lee. Corey Lee, let me get a thumbs up so I can bring you up so we know that you're ready to go. My guy, this is Big Unc. Big Cadillac is in the building. Big Unc, how you feeling, Corey Lee?
What up, OG?
I'm beautiful. Thank you, fella. Allow me to reconnect, but yeah. Eddie, get off your Whitestone shit.
Isn't Cherry Valley in Whitestone one of the best sandwich places going? Cherry Valley's in Whitestone. Give some respect to Whitestone.
Put a sandwich in your mouth real quick, then. But anyway, I want to give 2 shout outs real quick. Number 1, yesterday was my bro, my partner, the dude. I couldn't do it outside of Uncle Freezy. It was.
Oh, Willie, hold on. Your mic cut out real quick. Go ahead. Say what you were saying. Sorry, we lost that.
All right. No, I was saying that it was my man Bully's birthday yesterday, so I wanted to shout him out yesterday.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, I couldn't do the 718 boys without him. And I want to thank the 2 Knicks chicks for popping up on me. If y'all don't know, y'all need to know. These young ladies are some up and comers. You know what I'm saying? Diva Locks and Lady in the Chef. If y'all don't know about them, look out for them, yo. They're really good. They be on the Queen's Court. You know what I'm saying? Very dope takes, everything like that. And shout out to my friend out there, Ebony. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? What we got in common? The butcher's coming.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. Corey Lee, bro. Quick question. Are you in the city or are you outside the city?
I am in Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Oh, you're in Georgia. All right. No, I was asking because if you're planning on making it up for any of these Knicks watch-alongs for the playoffs or anything like that, please reach out. Let me know. I would love to link up with you, Corey Lee, because we've known each other going on 1.5 years, bro. 2 years on the internet. We got to link up and we got to catch a Knick game in person, Corey.
Yo, holla at Freezy. He got all my information.
Bet. Definitely. I definitely will, Corey
Lee.
I want to meet you.
You know to go to.
Yeah, I know. That's Big Unc over there.
Too.
Oh, come on, man. Yo, you a hop, skip, and jump me. I ain't got no problem coming to Florida and kick you in the tail.
Listen,
We
yo,
can
you
eat
want to
some
come
gator.
to
And then we can go.
Orlando? I'll go to the
And
game with you.
Hey, bro, and we can go get a gator.
There you go.
This Gator's right down the block from me, bro. You got to go in the lake.
Hey,
Guys,
no problem.
hold on.
Hey, I'll bring
Corey Lee,
I'll bring my artillery. I'll bring my artillery and knock one down in the head for you.
One sec, Corey Lee. Go ahead, Sels.
Shout out to our boy Hector Cabrera in the chat who bought us 3 coffees. Appreciate you helping us keep the lights on. Means a lot, my guy. Appreciate you. Did we ask Corey already? Corey, did you tell us what your worst take of the season was?
I was just about to ask him that. Go ahead, Corey Lee.
Today is
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie to you, and I shouted out because I have been this young man's biggest advocate for the last 2.5, 3 half seasons. And my man RJ Barrett, man. I hated to see him go. It broke my heart. I was in shock for about 2 weeks. But when we got back, and so I can't complain. But the young man is going to be a star. It's going to take him longer. That's all. And he can't do it in New York. And I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? I can get over that. You know what I'm saying? I've been a Knicks fan too long. Too long. Not to, you know, understand politics, the business, and where we're trying to do and where we're trying to go.
And he's in a better situation now for him anyway.
Yeah,
it's better situation for everybody.
Yeah, I say for both teams, it's a better situation at the end of the day.
It's a better situation for IQ. It's a better situation for RJ Barrett. The one thing that, you know, us Knicks fans is, if you one of our guys that we draft and we develop, we want to see you be successful. That's the one thing we're gonna go to bat for you until you prove us otherwise, or until you show us that you can't be there. We had Knicks fans riding hard for Frank Ntilikina. We had Knicks fans riding hard for Kevin Knox. We had Knicks fans riding hard for Alexei Sheev. Enter the name that you want to put. We go hard for our guys. But when you look at it, Jaylen Brunson came over here. Nobody was expecting for him to do what he's doing right now. And this is our point guard.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Mark Cuban, for messing up the bag and fumbling with Jaylen Brunson. This is our guy that's on State Farm commercials, that's having his own AT&T commercials, that's finally getting recognized through the national media. It's about damn time people put respect on Jaylen Brunson's name. And like Big Nick Energy said, Precious Achiuwa benefited the absolute most from this trade. His salary, goddamn, I'm reading it, bro. His salary for the offseason probably doubled from what he would have been able to earn in Toronto. Absolutely, Joe.
My bad. I wasn't even looking at the screen, and you were like, I was like, oops, wrong button. Real quick, I just want to say, Empire Sports Media, not ignoring your comments, bro. We've seen them. Eddie is the bad guy on Nick's Twitter. Please stop hiding my comments. Oh, we didn't hide them. It's just everybody agree with you.
I don't. Hold on, wait.
Go on my Twitter feed and you can see how.
Yeah, and that's
hold on a second.
That's the one. Once that, Corey. That's the one thing. You know, we hand out the moderator wrench to a lot of the people that we respect in the chat. Don't be muting people's comments just because you don't agree with them. Only mute people or delete people's comments if they're violating terms of services. If they're cursing, if they're being jerks in the chat, then you do that. But if it's someone's take that you don't agree, then don't do that. No, I'm not saying you, Empire. I'm just saying in general, not saying you. I'm not sure if somebody muted your comment. So I'm just saying in general, nobody mutes someone's comment. Sorry, Empire.
All right, go ahead, Corey Lee. Give us your last take, bye.
Nah, it is nothing but yo, man. Remember when it was just me, you, and I'm talking to Phil. And I was telling you it was me and you and Eddie. It was like what, last week Friday or something like that. I told you that caca is over. It's over. We are bouncing back, moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as the butcher walks through the door, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Sooner rather than later. Corey Lee, appreciate you, Unc, like always. Hold on one sec.
I love y'all. Even Eddie, I got love for you, man.
He admits
you gotta stop all that white shit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing white. It's a milkshake.
Listen, somebody's got to shout out the whites.
And I might throw some chocolate sprinkles in there for your ass.
Later, Corey.
Corey, appreciate
Corey,
you.
Always a trip.
I love
real
For
quick,
real.
we've got
That's
over
my guy, Corey
500 people rocking with us across all platforms. You know the routine. Smash the like, hit the subscribe. If you're over on X, go ahead and give us a follow. Also, if you can, hit that little barcode right there in the corner. Help us keep the lights on. Buy a coffee, all that good stuff.
Or do absolutely nothing.
Or just sit on your ass and do absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I see we got Wiz backstage calling in from the vehicle. What up, Wiz?
Greetings. My white boy Eddie, what's up, man? I got love for you.
What's going on, Wiz?
I thought last week you guys had no love for the West Coast. You ain't got no love for the West Coast? Well, you didn't give me the wrench, but the heck dropped the wrench on me. Thank you.
Of course, Wiz. My apologies. Go ahead.
Tell me I'm quoting Suge Knight. My first professor would be like, aren't you quoting Shakespeare, Martin Luther King Jr., you quoting Suge Knight? Ain't got no love for the West Coast? And James, worst take, but it's still not completed yet. But Tim's got to go. He's not flexible. He got nothing in his bag. He's too old. He's too slow. He's too this, that. It's not completely a bad take yet because I wait for the playoffs to finish. But right now, I gotta eat some crow. Let's hold on just for a little longer. Keep saying just a little longer. Yo.
Yeah.
I've been presidency of Deuce Hive. I hear others claiming it, but I've been putting in every chat. CP3, GP, Stockton, Steph 2.0. I've been calling my boy Deuce, all of that, and you guys haven't seen his bag yet with his handle and his passing because he's trying to be conservative, Tibbs type play. But once he gets loose, once Deuce gets loose, like he did on Monday, two-way, 47 minutes, the best pure shooter in the league's history, and he's crushing him. He's crushing him right out. So defense alone, this is my boy. And then he got 29 points, 19 in the first.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Wiz. Just because the mic is coming in, you're killing it right now. It's just the mic is coming in very choppy. We got people in the chat saying Wiz don't have a phone. He's talking on a CB radio. Eric Gonzalez, I'm sorry. He said my speakers just blew out. Sorry about that.
Wait. Andrew said Wiz is live from Mars.
From Mars, yeah. NYC B-Boy said the same thing. Wiz is live from Mars. Wiz, I'm sorry about that. It's just the people. Hold on 1 second. He's gonna come. He's gonna try to go. Sorry about that to everybody that's in the chat. We do apologize for the audio issues.
The best part is, heck,
we've been killing it.
Right, and we don't like to cut people off. Like, we know it's coming in staticky. We're messing with his mic settings. Hector's going one way. I'm going the other way. We're trying everything.
We're trying. The Knicks
nobody
is not allowing us.
Ladies and gentlemen,
understand what he was saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in back from Mars, Wiz.
Here we go. Let's see. Nah.
Now he's muted. Wiz, we love you. We agreed with you. He gave us good takes. He said he's still holding out on Tibbs. He's still holding out. Oh man.
Knicks loyalty in the chat just put it. Breaker. Good buddy. 10-4.
Breaker, good buddy.
Read all about it. We got the closer backstage, Jay Boogie. Boogie, let me get a thumbs up so we can bring you up.
Salute.
No, hold on, Heck.
Salute.
Hold on,
3
Jay
capital
Boogie,
S's. Go ahead,
The best was Wiz started talking. He's muted and Gonzalez said, "Sounds good." Our chat ain't
Boogie,
right. I love our
closer
chat,
with the fresh Nick hat, with the fresh Versace shades. How you feeling this morning, Unc?
Man, yo, what a beautiful laugh, man. It's so beautiful and great to be able to laugh, smile in life, man, amongst with your family and everything, man. And it's all joke, man. But you guys don't like the West Coast. Y'all talking about, you know what I'm saying, who had the worst take? Let's find out who had the worst. Let's find out who had the worst.
Jay Boogie, why does your Eddie impersonation sound like Sylvester Stallone, bro? I thought we were about to go into a Rocky montage.
I think he was doing the other guy.
Man, I love y'all guys, man. Shout out to the family, man. Everybody up under this orange and blue. Everybody who ain't a part of orange and blue that decided to go over there to that, that black and white looking like a San Antonio Spurs jersey in New York. Yo, we love that y'all left. Thank you, man. Thank you. Stay where you're at. We're gonna see y'all again in a couple of more days, man. Hey, yo, I was trying to think what was my worst take, you know what I'm saying? And I really don't do too much takes. I try to be motivational, but I guess you can say a bad take is when somebody say they don't like your take. So, shout out to Double A, man. Shout out to Double A. He came on one time after me and said he didn't like my take when I said, thank you, LeBron. You didn't play in Boston, but you came to New York and you played, and you know what I'm saying, you have respect for the fans that do come in and like to see a great game and great stars. So, I guess that was a bad take, you know what I'm saying? Double A, like, and that's my brother right there, man. But shout out to what's happening right now. We ain't talking about rerun. We ain't dancing like rerun and nothing. I ain't talking about that what's happening. I'm talking about the Knicks what's happening. You got to appreciate and love this guy, Jaylen Brunson, man. If you don't respect him, you know what I'm saying, you need to start respecting him. And when I say this, I'm not really talking so much to the Knicks fans. I'm really talking to any type of social media that be trying to throw dirt on his name, try to make sure he don't come up when he's doing what he got to do. Let me break it down for you real quick. You know what I'm saying? I did a little imitation of how I felt about his dad. Me to imitate and be Rick Brunson and say, yo, you scored 45 against Portland. They bums. You're supposed to do that to the bums. But then he came right back and said, hush up, Jay Boogie. I know you're talking about me. I got you. He came right back and he dropped, 42? Then he came right back and dropped 35. And all those is road games. You know what I'm saying? You can always put on at the crib. But when you go putting on the road, you know what I'm saying? That's what Jay Boogie like and appreciate the most. You know what I'm saying? And you got to love and appreciate what he.
Oh, Jay Boogie, I think you hit the mute. He was on fire.
No,
too.
you hit the mute button by accident, Bugs.
I didn't hit the mute, man. You hit the mute, man. You hit the mute, man. Try to act like he hit the mute. You hit the mute.
Hey, listen, I'll talk to the producer, but his hands are right here going like this, like an idiot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. But you gotta love and appreciate what's going on with the squad and everything Jaylen Brunson is doing, and not just him, the whole team collectively. I always say team together. Everybody always matter. We play together, we win together, we learn together, you travel together, and we love the squad together. Forget losing together. I ain't talking about that because this is a whole winning squad, whole winning year, And the reason why I say we got to start considering him for real most valuable player of the year, because this dude don't have his Batman. He don't have his Robin. He got sidekicks. None of these dudes that he's dragging along to be where he's going to and where we want them to go, none of them dudes is career starters. All them dudes is bench role players. They've been coming off the bench, man. Everybody that's on Hartenstein, he's a bench role player. Josh Hart, bench role player. You know what I'm saying? Precious, bench role player. He was a bench role player in Toronto, but now he's getting started minutes. Everybody that he has on this team is bench role players. But when you look at all these other teams, the other guy, the Joker, the Tatum, you know what I'm saying? Even Alexander over there, OKC, they got winners amongst their team. But you can't take they winners off their team and see them do what this guy is doing. If everybody on this show right here, we all say that if we'd had our whole squad right now, we'd be the number 2 seed. But check this out. If we're the number 2 seed, how about we don't have our old squad? He's only 2 spots away from that 2 seed. That's Jaylen Brunson leading us to where we need to be and putting us where we need to be. I love everything about the New York Knicks. And then you listen the other night when we was playing in Sacramento, they was like, yo, Sacramento normally win their games when they score 120 points. But no, not tonight. You're not scoring over 100 points. We shutting that down. We got the anaconda going around. We squeezing you. We shutting you down. And then we travel and we go to Golden State. And Golden State, they put up numbers. Okay, you want to put up some numbers? Guess what? We're going to run on y'all. But you still ain't going to win this game. So we show them how they not going to win playing our way, and we show them how we going to win playing that way. You know what I'm saying? You got to love them. This team is ready. This team needs to be, you know what I'm saying, appreciated. It needs to be loved, you know what I'm saying? But everybody, we need to start looking at this dude as an MVP caliber, man. If you didn't vote for him the All-Star break, you know what I'm saying? Start telling everybody, yo, you got an MVP guy, you know, amongst this team, man. You got to love and appreciate everybody, man. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I pull over on the side of the road, man, just to get the love from y'all guys, man. I love y'all guys. Keep doing what you're doing. And you You ain't got to go nowhere, man. You ain't got to leave Twitter. You can go to Twitter. However you feel about Twitter, you can go back and change and make a difference on Twitter, man. Stop talking about you leaving somewhere, man. Ain't nobody leaving nowhere from New York City, man. Nobody leaving, you know what I'm saying? Nobody. I love y'all, man. Y'all have a great day. It's Wednesday, man.
We love you, bro.
Last thing. Boog, when am I gonna get a track for the Yankees, Boog? I need something for Jay Boogie.
Yeah, we need
for the
Jay
Yankees
Boogie
this
I saw
season.
people in the chat. They say you the Mariano Rivera.
I need something for the Yankees this season, Boog, so I can play on
told
the
you,
show.
I promise you, I got it coming. You know, the Knicks, you know, they don't told me, yo, get them playoff anthems ready, you know what I'm saying? And for a while, you know, and I got to do that. And I got a joint coming out and let y'all know. And I need to get in contact with Jedi because I need Jedi to break that down, you know what I'm saying, when it go live and everything. But I got a hockey joint coming for the Rangers. So, you know what I'm saying, because they rocking too. And they in Madison Square Garden too. And I love and support. I go to them Ranger games too. Anybody that got that NY logan on there, I love and appreciate it. But let's do it in order, you know what I'm saying? It's the Rangers, you know what I'm saying, before the Islanders. It's the Yankees before the Mets, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the Knicks, it's nobody out there because them guys is Jersey bound. You know what I mean? They Jersey bound. But yeah, I got you coming. I promise you, I got that pinstripe.
You gotta send me. You gotta send me that Rangers one. You know, we'll rock that on the Rangers Ice Brew. You know, we got Bill Pito coming through on the Rangers Ice Brew for the playoffs. I think Bill Pito episode, Jay Boogie releasing of the track. It just makes too much sense.
It makes too much sense. We gotta make it happen. JJ, just say this, JJ. I love you, JJ. Even though you're a Met fan, just know this. I may be a Yankee fan, but I go to the Mets games. I go and watch the Mets. I got Eddie Presley, who's a friend of mine. He's a Met fan. JJ, you could be my friend too, JJ.
Yeah, Jay Boogie, we love you, bro.
Man, I love y'all guys, fan.
I'm gonna call you this afternoon because the 29th we trying to go over here in Charlotte. So
please call, man. Please call me, man. I try to call you, man. I got man. My signal go up on the roof and everything. And then they come up. Hold up, the president is not available. The president is not. I'm like,
you know what? I ain't even mess with you, Jay. I'll call you after the show, bro.
Love you, Bugs.
Yeah,
again,
crazy.
Shout out to Jay Boogie. Shout out to the closer. Yeah, when it comes to the Knicks space, Jay Boogie, he's had a special place in my heart ever since 2019, right? When I first saw him rocking it with Knicks Fan TV. And when I first started as a content creator, just jumping on different open panels, I used to be on with Jay Boogie. And that's what him and we built our relationship and our friendship. Jay Boogie is an amazing human being. He's been through some shit in his life, and he's just an amazing person. All the blessings that Jay Boogie has coming to him right now, he definitely deserves that because of everything he's been through. Shout out to you, Jay Boog. Love you, Unc.
You know, I want to say before we start wrapping up was something that Jay said during his sermon, right? And where he said, we've got all these bench players. Come on, you know that's the pastor. Sermon. Right? Come on. I always look forward to Jay Boogie's sermon. But what he said about these names that people are talking about now, if you look at it, they are bench players. Like we took these guys that are now capable starters for a lot of teams. These guys can all go and get a bag. iHeart can go and get a bag. Dante DiVincenzo can go and get a bag. Like literally, if you look at it for what it is, we had to take the pieces that were available and we've turned them into names that everybody's talking about, bro. That's huge. So huge.
Yeah. And you said when you look at it, all underpaid. Mitchell Robinson, underpaid, right? Jaylen Brunson, underpaid. Dante DiVincenzo,
that'll change next summer.
Thanks for being a dick.
But the good thing is though, but
you guys know it's gonna change.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing though, because at the same time, we made trades and pieces with pieces that we can get rid of. We've set ourselves up to have the money we need.
You don't want to give Julius Randle a super max. I'll tell you that right now.
Shout out to the capologist. Shout out to the front office for making everything, and shout out to the fans. One of the most popping chats in all of Knicks, Yankees, Mets, Rangers, and the Jet spaces and the Giant space. Shout out to all of you guys for showing up.
And I was about to say that, Heck, because guys, all you that sit here and rock with us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we really do have all kinds of content here for you. Like Wiz right here, you literally can come tune in for a Yankee show, a Knicks show, a Giants show starting this season, and the Islanders, maybe Liberty, it's coming.
Working on that.
If you align with our goal, and that's if you are a fan of New York sports and you fall in all these categories, come hang out with the Brew. We've got all kinds of guys here and ladies that are putting out great content. I think we just got another caller backstage. But go ahead.
I think we did got another caller, but I also wanted to say this Friday that just passed, we had a pop-off. We had a new show debut, and they did an amazing job covering the NCAA. Great conversations. Celso, tell the people a little bit about that if they didn't check out the episode before we bring up Soulfinger.
Fridays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., the pop-off. You got Caleb Pickett, you got Nigel Downer, Gene Fitzmagic, James Woody. These guys killed it. They'll be breaking down a lot of March Madness stuff this week. They are literally going national coverage all over the place, and it was a really good time. Great premiere episode for them, so you'll tune in. Teresa, I also want to say, I saw you don't think we didn't notice the little @Brew Crew on X. Hit us up. We definitely want to talk to you. We've got a lot coming up for the Liberty season, and we think you'll be able to play a great part with that as well. JJ just locked in. What up, JJ? Nick Yak is in the building. Guy. What up, my guy? Everybody that's been rocking with us. But let's go ahead. We got another caller. Soulfinger, give me that thumbs up. Let me know you're ready.
Another person in the Knicks community that I've met years ago, and we've developed a friendship, a camaraderie, a brotherhood. Soulfinger, how are you doing, my guy? I hope you and the family's doing well.
Hey, what's going on? Heck, Eddie, my man, Jiggaman.
Let's go.
What's happening? Hey, look, I just want to just get on here and just show y'all some love, man. Yeah, you know, I don't get a chance to get on all the time because I'm working on the clock and all like that. So I'm gonna be bad Andy right now, slide off while I'm on the clock, so I can get up on here and show y'all some love. Hey, y'all been spitting some fire, been just dropping bars. But this is one of the hottest shows out there, you know, in Knicks Nation on the show and everything. And hey, man. Like I said, and my man Heck, you know, like I said, nothing but love for my man Heck, man. Like I said, you know, rocking with him and our man with our old Uncle Ron, you know, on first man Heck and everything going out there, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Once we get healthy, Lord help them, man. We're gonna be stomping mud holes and cats and walking a dry. Do you understand? I mean, like I'm telling you, once we healthy, it's all gonna come together like butt cheeks, man. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It's gonna be beautiful, man. And cats, and like I said, I got, you know, I'm out here in Dago, out here, you know, on sunny San Diego. I got Laker fans like, yo, man, them Knicks, man, your Knicks look good. And I say, bro, this is us injured. Imagine when we healthy.
I was just in Florida, and I said it earlier in the show. Same thing. When I've got Heat fans telling me, man, we could use a Jaylen Brunson. I'm like, what? Did y'all just give credit to the Knicks?
Look, man, look. They need it. And see, this is, you know, speaking about JB, man, I'm tired of these refs not giving the little big man his love. You know, I mean, he goes to the rack. It sounds like a Shaw Brothers flick, man. Like, you know, that's all you hear, man. He getting whacked and stuff, man. I'm like, golly, give that man his props. And yes, they like, and shout out to the off that, you know, you can't imitate him, you can't duplicate him, Jay Boogie. He's right, man. They need to start giving this man his love. You know what I'm saying? For what he's doing, what he's got. Come on, man. And where we are. Come on, man. Like I said, people do not want to see the Knicks. This period point blank. They don't want to see the Knicks because I'm gonna tell you, once the playoffs start and see when they play us, it's like giving a hemorrhoid a headache. It's gonna be all pain, baby.
That was a good one. I'll keep it that one, Soulfinger.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Soulfinger, you need to have a book, right? Because you know, like we got Yogi Berra and his yogi-isms. We need the Soulfinger-isms. We need a book, Soulfinger, a little 5x5 little notebook, just
a little
with
soul for the soul by Soulfinger. Oh,
hey man, look, it just comes out. And look, I don't even know what I'm gonna say half the time, man. So I had to go back and rewind. Like, did I say that? Man, look, you think I'm bad now? I was even worse when I was in uniform. I was active duty, man. Look, I had cats that actually had a book of things I would say. You know, like, you know, I actually did in a meeting one time. It's right-handed man I was talking about, and they were getting nervous, and it's like, hey man, why y'all in here about to shoot a purple Twinkie, man? This just calm down. We good. You know,
Soulfinger, I want to ask you, right? Because we've been asking everybody who's been coming up here. What was your bad hot take that you had, whether it was the beginning of the season, middle of the season, even if it was last year? What was your worst hot take that you had about this team?
Man, my bad hot take. Oh man, look, I got a few. So I'm one of those cats. I ain't gonna sit up and say like I was not out of pocket, because sometimes, hey, look, man, I was wrong as 4 left shoes. So I would say,
I need a Soulfinger voice line. I need a call-in line for you, Soulfinger. When I just need someone to give me just a one-liner, I'm calling you. I'm telling you right now.
Hey, I got you. Oh, let me see.
All right, while you're thinking of your take, that gives me a second then to give a little shout out here. I saw that we just got 3 coffees given to us by Eric Gonzalez. Eric Gonzalez,
thank you again.
Eric actually sent the message in. So let me pull that up.
Go ahead,
Eric's
pull that up
message. Share. And the message was. Is it on the screen?
It's on the bottom.
I'll bring it up.
Thanks, Morning Brew crew, for always providing a great show with great content. This is my sports therapy. Go Knicks. Oh, man.
Appreciate you, Eric Gonzalez. And thank you again for the buy me a coffee. Because like Eddie said earlier, we appreciate YouTube for the platform, right? For giving us an opportunity to have this conversation. But they take a lot, right? It's like Uncle Sam. They take 70% of our super chats and all of our ad revenues. If you want to support us, you could go and buy us a coffee. We will get 95% of it. 5% goes to them. The rest of it will come to us. So we definitely appreciate all of you guys who support us and helps us when it comes to keep the lights on and also setting up for other events so we could go out there and meet up with a lot of you Knicks fans.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we bought you some time,
this is right here. I said RJ was about to turn the corner. When he was out there, man, he was like, because I was like, oh, RJ's balling. He's like the highlight, because I wasn't excited about the team the way it was looking. But RJ was making it look like he was doing something. I was like, oh man, he over here cooking with Crisco. Oh yeah, baby. He knocking him down. He doing this. He doing that. I said he didn't turn the corner. Goes down with the knee injury, come back, can't hit the elephant in the ass with an ironing board, man. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, man, for real.
It's true.
I was mike, man, he going out here. Somebody must slip him the Popeye's biscuits. He's choking out here, man. Come on, man.
You know what's crazy is if we really were to go back and just kind of look at that time period where we all were seeing that, and I also feel like, and I may get a little hate, we put a little too much stock in it at that time because we also were having shitty play from Julius. Then Julius got injured. So the focus was RJ. So he was carrying that load for that 1 week. And we were like, yay. And then.
And this is the thing. I'm not an RJ, one of those that want to bash and hate on, because I was pulling for RJ. I wanted him to do something, but I got frustrated too, because it was like, it was this, man. He kept seesawing. And I was like, we need consistency. I would rather have a guy that was come in, we know what he's going to do. You're not going to give me the Jekyll and Hyde. It's like, it's like when you're going out, when you ask your lady, like, hey, where you want to go eat? I don't know. Well, you make all these suggestions and you get, well, I don't know. Well, no. They come back, well, I'm hungry. What do you mean? I gave you all these suggestions. What are you doing?
The one thing that always, and this is my last thing for that, when it comes to RJ that was upsetting is that still to this day, we have yet to see RJ Barrett have back-to-back 30-point games.
Exactly.
Yet, till this day, RJ Barrett has not had back-to-back 30-point games. We would see 30 points from RJ Barrett, and then the next 3 or 4 games, you see 15, 16, or 17. But then he'll come back with a few 20-point games, but then he'll respond after 3 20-point games with a 10-point or 11-point game, or shooting 1 for 9 from the 3-point line.
Man, look, I think he may have a record on that one, man, because how many times he went like 1 for 10 or 1 for 9, 1 for something.
4 for 30.
Like, look, man, I'm out here, right now I'm dealing with, recovering from a torn Achilles. I'm no longer a playground legend. So, I can go out there and do better than that at times, man. I mean, I got a credit card leap anymore. I'm no longer flying through the air hoodlum and things like that, man. But I'm like, come on, man. You got to do better. But you know what? That ain't our problem no more. Hey, I'm happy he's in Toronto. Look like he's doing better. It's all about the blue and orange right now. Hey, shout out to our man Deuce. And I said this back, if anybody remember when we was on Ron's show, when we drafted Deuce, I said, Deuce gonna have IQ looking over his shoulder. Little did I know that IQ was gonna be moved on, and we holding on to Deuce.
Yeah.
Shout out to Deuce. Like I said, I don't, I'm not one of those that like lock down on the player. I love the team as a whole, but I do like, and I always called it D block. That's the Deuce D block, because he locked you up in that D block, man. He put them clamps on, man. It was like, it's like thinking about. Remember when you got out of line and your pop or your uncle kind of slid up on you and hit you with that grip. Right there, hit that grip. You don't do anything. That's Deuce right there, man. And like, hey, it's beautiful to see what Deuce, how he's come, how far he's come. But it's even more beautiful to watch this team. And I said this, you notice when the team wasn't the greatest and we were sucking, we didn't have injuries. You notice that? Nobody could get hurt or nothing.
Not at all. Not at all. Now we're doing great. Everybody going down left and right.
That gremlin in the locker room, so tough, bro. He got the lead pipe and everything, man. So but it's
so finger, thing, man. Appreciate you so much for locking in with us. Skipping work a little bit to hang with us. We appreciate you, my guy.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Definitely,
All right,
definitely
now, bro. Love
appreciate
y'all,
those
cats.
kind
Y'all
words.
keep bringing the fire, because like I said, you cats, for somebody in the Knicks Nation right now on this podcast, they may have had a bad day, but you cats are giving them that uplifting, and you're shining on them and everything, and it does people good. I know it does me good, you know. So y'all keep doing what you're doing. Hey, peace, love, and all that, fellas.
Appreciate you, Soulfinger. Thank you for that.
Man,
Thank you for those words.
how do you not cry after that? I want to shout out our boy. I saw Mega is in the building. What up, Mega?
Shout out
That's
to
my guy.
Mega
Love that
NYK. Appreciate you, Mega. But shout out to Soulfinger. You know, the one thing, we over here talking Knicks, but at the end of the day, one of the main reasons why I love being able to do these shows Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is because we talk Knicks, but we have a good time. We're laughing, we're joking, we're having a good time. Even though Eddie gives us a lot of bad energy, we still love Eddie, and I appreciate you, Eddie, because you just make the conversation better. I just love having conversations with smart and intelligent people, and just love to have fun while doing it.
Eddie and I both looked around. He said smart and intelligent. Eddie and I, who the hell are you talking?
I'm talking about you fellas. We are at 3,930 subscribers.
Come on,
70 away from
70
4K.
Don't even
70 away. 70
I don't want it.
away.
I don't want your subscription.
We want them.
I don't want it.
We want your coffees. We want your stuff.
No,
Nick,
the coffee we could buy us, but this
guys, we still got over 500 rocking with us, so we're gonna keep going just a little bit longer.
Just a little bit longer.
One more, but I want to bring up something that Phil brought up before. But before we do that, I think Jay Boogie just locked in again. Real quick.
Jay Boogie just came back up. I don't know. I think some breaking news or something.
Nah, it's not no breaking news or nothing. It's something that I've really forgot. You know what I'm saying? To you know what I'm saying? To tell the fan base. The other night in Golden State was the first time and the only time Steph Curry has ever heard somebody yell MVP in his building. I wanted that to be known. More importantly, I forgot to mention that.
You know what? Let me add this to that, Jay Boog. The man crosses 30th for the most points scored by an NBA player in history, and yet Jaylen Brunson was spoken about more after that game than him capsulating that 30th spot. Come on,
we
Jay.
got a superstar. Superstar. Nobody thought would ever be a superstar. Matter of fact, it's not. Matter of fact, but you spell superstar as one word or two words?
One word.
And my book is one word.
Okay, that's great, because that superstar is here, and he'll never be separated from us. That's what I wanted to hear. And one more question for the panel. How far is Deuce in his second year from IQ in his fourth year? I'm gone.
Ooh, he said, let me drop that one and leave you with that.
Drop the fire. Listen, the closer spoke, and he ain't wrong for that one. Shout out to the chat. We got 517 people still in the building rocking with us. We are sitting on 92 likes right now. We got a new sub in the building. I just wanted to highlight them. Nostalgia Nick is in the building. Evening, guys. New subscriber. You guys know how we do. Welcome them to the familiar. Welcome to the family.
How you doing?
We were open panel here. So for the next show, if you want to come up on the open panel, you're more than welcome to come up on the open panel. So Eddie, take us out. I got to go to the gym. I got to eat my protein pancakes because I've been in Florida and my diet was horrible while I was in Florida.
I love when Cracklenut said, Jay Boogie got to live by his name, the closer. That's why he came back. Jordan, he's like, damn it. Someone else called in.
That's a fact, Crackle Nuts.
Jay Boogie asked us a question. How far is Deuce away from IQ? I think it's just the shooting. Once he gets that shooting down, I think he's probably better than IQ because he's a better defender.
And our guy Gene, I put this in the chat from earlier, but Gene said McBride looked great, but not sure you could count on that every night. And that's the one thing we want to see, Gene, when it comes to Deuce McBride. I agree with that. What is he going to do in the next few games following that phenomenal game? Is he going to revert to 5 points, 6 points, or 0 points? Or could we see 10, 12 to 14 for Deuce? I'm happy what I'm seeing from Deuce, though.
Yeah, and I think we said it earlier. More minutes, more opportunities. That's how we're going to see the consistency from this kid, right? We keep seeing him get better and better with each opportunity. We already agree. Defense, definitely way ahead of where IQ was. There's no question there. He keeps locking down this shot, and we all going to look back at that deal that they made, and we're going to celebrate this next season and the season after with the price that he's at. Man, everybody in the chat, love you guys rocking out with us for the last 2 hours, over 500 people all episode. We say it over and over again. Help us grow, support us, buy a coffee, hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. We got content literally every single day of the week right here. Knicks, Jets, Yankees, Mets, Rangers, pop off. We got shit going on, people.
We got stuff.
We may be a broadcast network, but we were not going to stop bringing y'all content.
I can't wait for the Nets show. I can't wait for the Nets show.
Shut up. We'll never have a Mets show. What the hell is wrong with you? Never.
Nets.
Never.
Yeah, we'll never have a Nets show.
No, he said Nets. We will never have a Nets
show.
No,
we said Net. You said Mets.
No,
you said Nets. We would. No. Celso said we would never have a Mets show.
I know. That's why I'm bringing it up purposely, because I know this.
Whatever. On that note, deuces!